We welcome you inside Co-op Place, where the Western Hockey League presents Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal between Calgary, Alberta's Oasis Weisblatt, who was the hero last night, against fellow Calgarian Carlin Dezane and your Swift Current Broncos. Gino DePaoli along with you, and Ernie Wallner to my broadcast left. The Broncos in their traditional white and blue, going from right or left to right on your radios. The Tigers in their road black with orange and white. As Reed Dick comes out to play it, he starts again, and Broncos won the draw. They made the first move, but the Broncos quickly take it away, and it's going to be Parker Rondo. Watch for him, did not create any points, but he created chances for this group as Mayo comes in, stays onside. His drive takes a bounce, rolls free, and goes to the point in a foot race. McKenna's out to race against Reed Dick. He'll bat that ahead for Gould, trying to swing it forward to Zane, but picked up by Wu, and great read by Hunter Mayo to create a chance. But here's McKenna dropping a trailer coming late. That's Bryce Pickford. Had an empty netter. Goes to Jonas Wu. Across Pacheco. A shot, they score! It's Pickford. It hits the glove of Dick. And 46 seconds in, the Tigers cash in. It's 1-0.
Well, Gino, Broncos had something going up ice there off the opening face-off. Tigers, one little sequence the other way, get the puck cycling a little bit in the Broncos zone, and that one a weird bounce off of Reed Dick stick and into the net. Pickford got a hold of it near side. McKenna, of course, out there. Might get on assist on the goal, but Tigers once again strike early.
It's that early jump, and it wasn't as loud on that goal explosion like it was for Oasis Weisblatt last night, but neither chance. You look at Hunter Mayo earlier, had a chance to cash in, and the Broncos in search of their first goal of the playoffs still as they play the puck into their own blue line. And Grayson Brzezinski looking to get some momentum back as Misselbacher on the wing. He'll bust in right circle. What's it going to go? Backdoor! They score! How do you like them now? 1:10 in, Brady Burney enters the chat. The first goal of the playoffs for the Broncos. And away we go in Game 2.
Well, it's loud here in Medicine Hat after Pickford's opener, but guess what? Luke Misselbacher can't hear them. He's up the right wing. Pass to Burney in front. I talked about it before the game. Will they come to play tonight? They have to in order to get this split. Broncos tie it right back up 1-1.
6,000 be damned on this Game 2. And Brady Burney came off the top rope.
Right in the midst of the call by the legendary Jim Deuce, the Broncos with a silencer.
And we carry on as the Broncos. A huge goal. Brady Burney from Luke Misselbacher and Grayson Brzezinski as Hunter Mayo walks to the middle. Now gets a lanes off a body. Connor Gabriel up and out of play.
Let's go, boys. Tying it right up was, a great start here in game number 2. Face-off deep in Tiger territory.
And the Broncos win a draw, but they turn it over immediately. And here comes Ethan Newtons with partial 3-on-2 long shot and just squeezed and held by Reed Dick. And here we go. Got some pushing and shoving. Mayo involved at the side net with Cade McCann and Ethan Newtons trying to stir the pot in Game 2. And
another near-capacity crowd, it looks like, at Co-op Place here in Medicine Hat.
As the Broncos having to defend right now is 2 goals in 70 seconds. Long shot by Mollendijk, blockered away by Reed Dick as he tries to get comfortable. A tough one to make it 1-0, but Brady Burney says, we got you. Hold on to your hats in this one as the Broncos will go to work as Connor Dale pursues Vidi Väisänen, but he'll take the long way out, and Dale keeping him honest now finds Weisblatt as Dezane tracks him down. Here's St. Martin trying to bust in, cleared by Kettles, not out. Mollendijk quickly whips it for McKenna, swings the slot. St. Martin shot hits the side of the net. Fans think they may have had 2. No, sir, but this top line of the Tigers keeps buzzing. Spills over the blue line as Tanner Mollendijk cashes. He had a chance to score, but you looked at that big goal he had against Calgary to help clinch that that East Division. Force of habit as the Broncos will recover. Ryland Gould had a tough night last night, but he's looking to recover. He's out there with his pairing partner in Carlin Dezane, and Hunter Mayo gets the booze again, makes a nice little nifty move, but gave it right back to the Tigers, unfortunately, but that's all right. You have to defend here as Marcus Ruck chips the puck in for the Tigers, and on the rim it's going to be Reed Dick for Parker Rondo. Quick exit, but lost. Turnover. Schaefer Gordon Carroll puts it right back to a Bronco stick, but then losing an edge was Gould. Back come the Ruck twins. Nice move trying to make a shot go through, but blocked by Dezane, but that's recovered by Schaefer Gordon Carroll. Be rimmed on the near side wall. Woo off the boards and in for Gordon Carroll as he's watched by Merrick Rochek, who had a really good first game as well. It's Pickford from Wu and McKenna, 46 seconds in. And then at a minute 10 in, Brady Burney would cash in to make it a 1-1 game. We've neared the 4-minute mark. The puck chipped into the Tiger zone as the Broncos make changes. Here's a stretch on the near side. Matt Ward takes a hard shot, and recovered is Clark Caswell. He'll spin and feed for Brzezinski. When he's on, he helps his entire group, and he'll chase after the puck on the entry by Brady Burney, who has the goal for the Broncos. On the near side half, Burney stapled at a stretch. Going to be a breakaway. Ryder Ritchie scores! The Broncos get caught in a track meet and cheat, and they get burnt. It's 2-1.
Well, a track meet isn't what you want to have with the Medicine Hat Tigers here, obviously, and unfortunate turn of events there. Grayson Brzezinski, one of the most talented offensive defensemen the Broncos have had in quite some time. His group gets out there, and Ryder Ritchie, the former Prince Albert Raider, highly touted draft pick by them, made a journey to Medicine Hat via trade. He gets a chance on the breakaway, and boy, oh boy, it's high danger every time there's a chance at the nets here in Medicine Hat. It seems both ways.
Clear-cut breakaway, and it's the first of the playoffs for Ryder Ritchie. But now the Broncos come back. Here's Sawyer Dingman, the 16-year-old, and good shot blockered away by Harrison Mangan, and out comes Ethan Newtons. He takes a shot from Hunter Mayo. You're going to see a lot of him as Brooks trying to play it away from Dingman, lost it, and then Newtons goes after him. Puck work to the point. Van Mulligan just keeps it on the far side. He'll walk in, no shot, handing off to Newtons. At the point, Molendyk tries to make a move around Dingman, and that long stick and a good hard check by Hunter Mayo. Fans don't like it. Peyton Kettle says, not today. As now it's Volotoski trying to clear. Gaucher got cut off, and a dump in this time by Medicine Hat as Brooks takes a hard shot from Newtons. Some sandpaper on this first sequence by that group, and the puck will roll into the, gets swung in, and a hard check attempt and a miss. It's going to be a penalty call. It's a tripping call, and the Broncos are going to get a power play as Hunter St. Martin penalized, and the Broncos will look for their first power play goal of the playoffs.
The enemy in this building and Medicine Hat in general make the Tiger call a penalty on the Tigers.
Yeah, that'll probably be the same in Innovation Plex on Game 3 and 4 coming up.
Yeah, it's not quite like here.
They're just always vile everywhere. Everybody is. Broncos, though, can't get set on that first power play. The drop from Mayo, and here comes Clark Caswell. Gould swings for Misselbacher near side. Trying to work back to the point, but now has nowhere else to go. Elects to rim it, and it'll be fed to Caswell. Quickly gets a play, but a hard shot by Vidi Weissman comes loose. And it'll go over the blue line as Mayo there to track as Pacheco's on him. And the boos rain down for Hunter Mayo. I've talked to him about it numerous times. He absolutely loves it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
There comes Caswell chipping it ahead against Jonas Wu as two Manitoba kids go after it. Pickford put it on the tee for Caswell. Now to the point. Here's Mayo. Winds, no shot. Now gets it through and got it through, but rolled wide. Broncos pinching a little bit, but the Tigers do clear with 1:05 left to go in the penalty to St. Martin. The Broncos trailing by a count of 2-1. Ritchie from Matthew Ward at 3:44 is the difference right now. It's 2-1 in favor of Medicine Hat.
We haven't even had a chance to talk opening lineups or nothing. We've got 3 goals in this game. We haven't been able to talk about anything.
That's okay. We had the Richardson Pioneers starting lineups earlier.
And it is okay. You're right. The action high and feverish here at Co-op Place.
Rondeau checks in on the power play late. Gabriel trying to fish that out for Dezane to get some support. McKenna's on Dezane. Gets it right back into the corner and in the mud as some work continues for the Broncos. Burney, who has a goal, tried to silence the crowd. Now swings for Dezane. Traffic in front as Gabriel parks. And the puck is off a stick and rolls out with 19 seconds left in the penalty. As the Broncos trying to be 20% on the power play in this series, but 0 for 4 right now, in danger of going 0 for 5. One last call. Burney dropping for the speedster Dezane, but not much on that rim. It'll go to Niilo-Pekka Mahonen and plays it out for Van Mulligan trying to exit, and here come the Tigers as out of the box. Could be a 3-on-2. Pacheco with Ward and St. Martin. Sharp angle trying to roll it out front. It's bad. It's off a stick and rolls in the corner. Broncos can't score on that Prairie Sky Well Services power play as Gabriel fights off a couple checks, keeps going. And it'll roll back to Ward trying to feed it, but stolen by Gabriel. Ward recovers. as the Tigers take possession. Here's Mahonen up for Pacheco on the near side wing as puck comes free. You look at that goal as Carter Moen checks in for the first time in his Western Hockey League playoff career. Dan knows a thing or two about playoff hockey as well, as we'll step aside. Broncos trail the Tigers 2-1 on Victory Plus and Country 94.1. Harrison Manigan a minute and 10 seconds in after trailing 1-0. But since then it has been Ryder Ritchie. And the Broncos trail the Tigers once more 2-1. Gino DiPaoli and Ernie Waldner along with you on this Saturday night from Medicine Hat as Connor Dale, nice move, gets away from Volotoski. He'll put on the brakes and has some support, but now it's shoveled to the line. Brzezinski has to make a move quickly, just gets rivets on goal and swept away. We got a penalty behind the play. It's going to go to the Broncos, though, as a slash. I believe Newtons has drawn a penalty, and he'll try to accept the puck, but it's going to be Brzezinski touching up, and that dangerous Tiger power play that went 1 for 4. It took them a while to get going, but Grayson Brzezinski's having some words afterwards. No pun intended, and play on words as Brzezinski for slashing, and the Broncos go to the Swift Plumbing and Heating penalty kill.
First penalty kill of this game here tonight.
As it is Zane to set up shop against Oasis Weisblatt, friends back in Calgary, but all bets are off come playoff time, and a face-off win, though, by the Tigers as Pickford had 20 goals as a defender in this league. Liam Ruck, who set up a goal for Oasis Weisblatt, sitting backdoor, and he scores from the exact same spot. 3-1.
Boy, that's how you draw it up, isn't it?
I can see it from up here.
How do you defend against that? That's Weisblatt's fourth goal of the playoffs. Comes on the power play at 7 minutes and 47 seconds. So a 3-1 lead for the Medicine Hat Tigers now, with Grayson Brzezinski sitting in the penalty box on that one. Will the Broncos call time here and settle things down?
Doesn't look like it.
Like they will, but 3-1 Medicine Hat here. We're not halfway through the first period. Broncos came out and tied the game immediately following that first Tigers strike. Things are looking good, and then you get a breakaway by Ritchie, and they go up, and now the power play goal, it's 3-1.
Sawyer Dingman going for a big hit, and he almost tattooed Liam Ruck as Oasis Weisblatt's got 4 goals in 2 games now as Schaefer Gordon Carroll plays it up, and a hard shot by Kurt Rooks as they want to throw some bodies and wear this Tiger team down, but they're in good shape. Jackson Gaucher will recover the puck, trying to swing across ice, but stolen for momentarily by Marcus Ruck before finally getting rid of it. As plenty of work to be done, but Liam Ruck's got 2 points in 2 games now too. As here's Marcus waiting, dropping at the line for Wu. There's open ice and traffic in front of Reed Dick. Some trouble here as Wu dangling at the line, but just got it away for a pinching Bryce Pickford below, and we'll see how this one rolls out, how the Broncos recover. Here's Ritchie to the open slot. He risks one just high over the glove hand and almost snuck in behind Reed Dick, but the puck is turned over by the Broncos, but then Bernie able to get to center the goal scorer for Swift, but back come the Tigers, and a hard rim by Van Mulligan. First man to the puck is going to be Marek Rocek as he'll take a shot from Matthew Ward. They got a penalty. It's going to go to Clark Caswell for roughing on Matthew Ward. Things need to settle down here real fast, or this is going to get out of hand before it even starts.
Here's 1 for 1 on the power play going to their second. Oh boy.
Penalty kill brought to you by Swift Plumbing and Heating, and it didn't take long for the Broncos to give up one here, but here's a chance one-timer. Molendyk hit fresh air as that one-time drive rolls into the corner, but the Tigers recover. Pickford at the line for McKenna. Walks up to the middle, in for Gould, cuts off a man. Now a shot through traffic, stopped by Dick. He saw that all the way. It'll be Rim Pickford trying to go to the point for McKenna. Tracked by Gould, stays with him. Now Pickford, middle to blue, now sends it through, stopped by Dick. The rebound, he's bowled over, and that's going to lead to a crowd, and Peyton Kettle says, Liam, out of here, please. It's just evolution. This is a team that's been together for 3 years. A little bit for this group that's done a lot.
And good penalty kill by the Broncos so far down the ice on that try.
There you go. They get that first unit kind of off, but you won't see 72 or 7 come off for quite some time. As here come the Tigers on the entry. Molendyk for Liam Ruck out of his reach, but Molendyk's there to take it anyway. Dale defends at the far point where Pickford gives it off to McKenna. Some room, he circles on the far side, now rolling to the high slot. It's going to be Weisblatt. They switch spots on the point. Wide right now. McKenna in trying to swing it cross ice, but Rocek tracked that one. There's a fan pass, but either way, the Broncos take it. Rocek on the wall, kept in by McKenna. Has options, but keeps. Now walks to the high slot again. His shot blocked by Gabriel. Great job there with 46 seconds left on the power play. Pickford walks in, shot, great pad save. Sticking out the left toe for Reed Dick. But Molendyk whips that puck around quickly. Pickford one-time blast again, stopped by Dick. Close quarters, Weisblatt down. Dick can't make a save. It's knocked away, and they push off. And the Broncos hang on for dear life, but excellent goaltending by Reed Dick on that power play sequence. As back comes Weisblatt, who has a goal in this first period. Rimmed on the wall with 9:15 to go. Gould will slap it the rest of the way with 15 seconds left. And the Broncos looking to get comfortable again after tying the game at 1, but it's 3-1 in favor of the Tigers. As Jonas Wu makes his move, and he'll drop it for Ryder Ritchie, who got the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1. Picked off, shorthanded chance. Maybe a break for Gould. Could be a 2-on-1 with Dzane. Got it to him. Forehand! Stopped by Mennigan. Something we've said a lot in the first 72 minutes of this series. Great save, Harrison Mennigan. And back come the Tigers again. Shot by Wu into the glove of Reed Dick as the penalty expires. Dick, as Clark Caswell served his minor. And he's out to win a draw, gets to Luke Misselbacher. Fights off Volatoski, but can't take the puck with him, so the Broncos are turned back, and fanning on the clear is McGregor, leading to a turnover, but the Broncos recover. In the feet of McFall is Caswell. In for McGregor, plays through the middle. Caswell, quick exit. In for Misselbacher. 2-on-2 come the Broncos as Bernie makes a move through the legs of McCann. Almost did it again, but lost the puck in the corner, but he looks to grind and try and get something going. But McCann on the wall. He'll get it for Neela-Pekka Mahone in the Dallas Stars pick. And he backhands it into the Broncos zone for a change. With 8:03 to go, it's a 3-1 Medicine Hat lead in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal, with the Tigers have a 1-0 series lead. And as McFall taking a hard shot from Liam Ruck, but didn't push the puck at all. It's a 3-on-1 back. Here's Schaefer Gordon Carroll and dangles across. One-timer! What a stop by Reed Dick! It took him a while, but Reed Dick has got into this game. And a game saver, perhaps, as a scrum involving the youngest Tigers against some veterans, and a superb stop by Reed Dick.
Well, here's this Reed Dick, you're right. He just kept this game from going from 3 to 4-1.
Mike getting
it's a
one
big
here.
moment.
This is big here. Schaefer Gordon Carroll's getting the gate for roughing. The Broncos are going to get a power play here. Well, to finish that topic off. Now the Broncos get to the middle. Mayo winds and fires, and a broken blade. This is a chance. Matthew Ward's on a desert island here. Broncos need to counter and hurry. Here's Misselbacher trying to find it. Across, quick swing, but quickly the recover. Pacheco's there. As now Mayo works it up to the middle for Misselbacher. Now for Mayo, he walked the line, lost it against Pacheco, but able to recover. Swings it for Castle, back for Mayo. Now the captain into the middle. Here's Gould waiting. Wanted to go across for Kettles. He's parked right in front of Harrison Mennigan. To the point, and a pass goes up to Mayo, and fans on it. And he has to hustle back and play it as the good puck movement, but Hunter Mayo missed one, and you love the boos here. It's fun.
Well, you do, and a lot of play here with Hunter Mayo as he gets booed every time he touches the puck. It's so great.
Play in the new play at the line. It's going to be stolen by the Tigers. Pacheco 1-on-2. The Tigers had 17 shorthanded goals this year as that puck hits the door. And then fans are maybe jarring for a too many men call, but that's just off the door. That's just some luck for the Broncos, who moved the puck well for a minute, 10 seconds, but didn't get a whole lot through as Bernie hands off for Dzane. Hard rim and a race for it as Rondo against McKenna. He'll find the puck first, trying to move it ahead as Wu cuts off him, but now open. Gabriel swings it, working his tail off to try and get that to the point. Wu will rub him out of the play. Now there's some open ice. Bernie makes a move. Wu gets away, but now it's Bernie sharp angle into the goal. Here's Rondo, and maybe blockered away by Mennigan as McKenna one-on-one with Brzezinski. Trying to go inside out and rejected by Brzezinski. He'll clear it back on that shorthanded opportunity for Medicine Hat. And now it's McKenna, or that's Weisblatt to the neutral zone. It goes to Gavin McKenna, and the Broncos will have to wait and see what the Tigers will do. As shorthanded, they're just going to wind things up here as they'll kill it off. And the Broncos are 0 for 6 in the series. Now a long stretch pass goes right to Marek Rocek, though, and back to five-a-side hockey with 5:43 to go. As Rocek makes a move and kind of got stuck on the ice, but able to sift the puck far side into the corners. Van Mulligan races after, but Dale right on his tail. The puck comes out on left wing. Here's Newtons making a move, and he'll just send it into the Broncos zone. And behind the net is Marek Rocek, the Czechian World Junior for a year and a half. couple of goes, but didn't get to play much in the World Juniors. He was hurt with Kelowna. But the chance for the Tigers keeps rolling. Here's Volotovsky, watches Carter Moen again, tracking at the point against Veti Väisänen, and now Connor Dale. He's got some speed. He'll have Moen with him, trying to go 2-on-2, and into the Tigers zone once again. Väisänen will turn it back as Caswell's there first, trying to swing it to open ice. Found Mayo. He walks in. His shot stopped by Megan. Rebound shipped over, and a great chance there for Moen. Couldn't cash in. Here's Caswell. He circles the wagon. Back to the point for Mayo. Lost at the point, though. And it'll skip over to the neutral zone as Caswell waits for the Broncos to tag up, and here he comes. Absorbs a check from Molendyk, and Caswell trying to work it away from Väisänen. Now picked off by Ward, and he'll take off with Ryder Ritchie on the near side wing, but Kettles turns it back, but Dingman has to support as the Broncos take a hard shot, but Ward, that absorbs right off of Sawyer Dingman. Now Kettles there, and that's going to be Ward going after Kettles, staying on his feet. And the Broncos recover with 4:18 to go. Shots brought to you by Pioneer Co-op, 10-6 in favor of the Tigers. They lead 3-1. It's now Dingman sifts the puck to the neutral zone, and some pushing and shoving here. Arms up, but I think it was called on a high stick. So 4:08 left. Coming up, their first intermission, we got a live guest, Mr. James Tubb at the Medicine Hat News, who was basically the undisputed champion of Wednesday night in the Dub this year. Good people and a fan of this program. As the puck comes free in the neutral zone, and Misselbacher trying to turn the tide again for the Broncos, trying to bust in his backhander. It'll roll into the corner, up for the line for Rochek. Some traffic developing in front of Mennigan, where it's Misselbacher trying to get it through. That shot was blocked by the leg, I believe, of Bernie. It hit before Gordon Carroll has it. And then there's three Tigers into the rush and way offside. That's going to be called. And
had a chance on net, and a good one.
Yes, he did. And now you see it. You got Gould, Caswell, and Rondo. So Terrace McEwen, who's done it all year, and that's not a bad experiment to shuffle your lines. Caswell has some room in the slot, gets to the middle. His drive, it rolled through and just wide. You feel some chances by these Broncos have been just inches away from going in.
Well, of course they have, and that's a crafty shot there by Clark Caswell. So smart out there with that puck as the Bronco captain.
As that puck will roll into the slot, McKenna, his back turned to the play, but as dangerous when he's not facing the net. Knows where everybody is on the ice as Kettles. Lost it. Mayo playing it to open ice, but behind Rondo, trying to chop at it, and it will go off the wall and out, but it is going to be icing. Not as many icings as we saw last night in the first period for the Broncos yet. Rebuilding on February the 7th. And if it isn't for Reed Dick with that most recent save, it might be worse. Long shot by Mahonen, and it's going to be at the point before stopped by Reed Dick again. As Hunter Mayo surveys, and he'll take liberties into his own hands and out on right wing. Gets to center, hard rim, and into the Tigers zone where it's Van Mulligan. He'll backtrack as Gould goes for a bit of a hit. Kind of left his feet a bit there, but able to keep it between the lines as now it's the Tigers turning back. It's Pacheco one-on-one with Berzinski. Stolen, good pickpocket by Dale as he'll take off with Gabriel and Moen. Turn back as a tie-up here. It's a log jam before Berzinski recovering. He's feeling a lot more comfortable in this game than he did last night. It's now Rochek off the boot, goes to Ryder Ritchie, and they'll cut each other off on the near half-wall. Into support is Gabriel trying to swipe it out for Dale, but the Tigers turn the Broncos back. Rochek across in his own net front area, but there is a 3-on-2 coming for the Broncos, and some speed for Dale, trying to bust in, trying to get to the back end, sweeps it through, stopped by Mennigan, not much on it, but Connor Dale kind of looked up to see what he had, maybe try to get a rebound on the charge to the net.
But they really loved the guy. They loved his speed, and could he become an X factor in this series or in the playoffs for the Swift Current Broncos? He certainly has that capability.
He's done his job, and that's all you can ask from Connor Dale. He hasn't put up the points. I've talked to Connor a lot about that, and I've told him a few times, don't worry about it. It'll come, because he has the speed to do anything in this league. And now it's Brady Burney. Great individual effort, trying to split the D. Drops with the trailer, Misselbacher, but another save by Harrison Mennigan, robbing the Broncos' leading scorer, who had 42 of them, and 3 of them past Mennigan, but Mennigan wins that battle as the Broncos go to turn. And again, we're seeing late stages in the first period, like in Game 1, where Swift Current was starting to kind of feel things out and try to take off, but it doesn't work. It's an icing call.
2 here earlier in the period. Luke Misselbacher with his 93 points and 42 goals. On the season, certainly the leader among the Broncos team. And what was he in the league, 8th or 9th?
He was 8th in league scoring. And now the Broncos, Caswell, stretch pass going to go off the wall. Pickford cut off by Bernie. Icing waved off because they fought for the puck. Now the puck's backed up by Wu. Nice little nifty play to reverse. Of course, the younger sibling of former Calgary Hitman and Moose Jaw Warrior Jet Wu, who's now with the Abbotsford Canucks of the AHL. Wu draft eligible this year. Cross ice pass open for McKenna. Trouble in the slot. One-timer St. Martin. A missile. Second chance. Jam play. McKenna almost had one, but Dick got across in time. And another stretch and set play off the wall. Misselbacher beats out an icing call. He'll deal with Pickford, but the puck kind of got out of his reach, and now he'll head for the bench with 45 seconds left. Broncos need to hang on to one here. Turnover. Chance for Rondo to drop. He's got some room. Dzane keeping. Now fires and waited too long to shoot. Jonas Wu gets in the shooting lane, and the puck goes up and out of play. Gould on the line. Good job by Rocek to keep it in. Pacheco trying to work it free, and does. Ryder Ritchie had it off his skate. He does have a goal in this period, down to 28 seconds, but Broncos with possession. And making a move is Brzezinski up the middle for Gabriel. 1-on-2. He's got a partial break in on Mahonen, but then the shot's off the shoulder of Minigan. It'll roll to Gould. Trying to find some help. Now at the point, Rocek's drive. Ripped it wide. Brzezinski trying to hold it in, just gets rid of it. One last call for the Broncos here. Gould sells that puck down. They got to make a choice quickly here with 6 seconds left. Swung to Brzezinski. He can't hang on to it and just has to rim it. Gabriel, one last chance though. Trying to wrap it, but lost it to Van Mulligan. And the Broncos, despite getting their first goal of the playoffs, finally the Tigers respond twice after, and it's 3-1 Medicine Hat heading to period number 2. Second period underway. Broncos going from right to left on your radios as they pick up the puck. It's Rondo to Mayo, and he'll backhand it just to the Tiger Blue. And it's turned back by Vidi Väisänen as Peyton Kettles. A lay of the land. Oh, I was going to say it was going to be, I thought that was Go Broncos Go, but it was not. Fans been silenced here, but...
Ignition Swifty will be rocking Tuesday night. I can't wait. I hope the input volume is at the right levels.
I'm hoping it's going to be a absolute rump shaker. I don't know. I don't think that was the right word.
Well, I'm still flustered for making my way up here. I elected to take the stairs.
That was a terrible idea.
I
Follow Lance, the color commentator for the Tigers. He'll tell you exactly where to go next time. He was probably in the same spot you were.
There you go.
Broncos lose the draw, but they're able to clear anyway. And a play off the wall by Marcus Pacheco is picked off by Caswell, but it's, again, Misselbacher, Bernie, and Caswell back together for the time being. And through the neutral zone, Bernie, who opened the scoring for Swift Current in this playoff. On the wall, Brzezinski trying to find Caswell, gets turned around. Bernie got upended by Matthew Ward, but the Tigers were offside, and a hard shot by Misselbacher. It's going to be shot in, and it's should be an icing call. Ward and Misselbacher, and Ward kind of gets a little bit of a low shot in. And
former Bronco, I'm sure, watching the game tonight, or I haven't seen him here, but I'm sure he's watching.
Face off to the blocker side of Reed Dick, and controlled by the Broncos. Something that they did well in the first game, in the first period, was winning draws, but it wasn't the case this time around. And it's kind of shades of game one.
Right now, reading 14-10 in favor of Medicine Hat, for what it's worth.
There you go. Shot clock brought to you by Pioneer Co-op. Broncos able to exit the zone. Carter Moen able to move it for Gabriel. Up for Dale, and the Broncos do come in offside. Thought that.
Boy, is it ever. And you've got the same blocks in place, really, when you look at the players and the type of players they are, and of course look at the head coach and general manager.
Playing it back in the neutral zone as, again, some yelling and screaming as Oasis. Weisblatt not happy, him and Parker Rondo.
Well, I talked about it yesterday. Look at some of the guys on this roster. They're pretty big guys. Things are changing a bit.
Great move by Ryland Gould, but he can't get any further into the Tiger zone as Dzane will deliver a hard check and then forces a turnover, and he'll rim it. Minigan out to play it. Watched by Gould, and now he protects. Gould almost took it away from Minigan. He scampers back into the net. But able to get to safety are the Tigers as Dzane. Great job stirring the puck loose against Gavin McKenna. Not easy to do. But again, the Broncos can't maintain the pressure on a turnover. But they're able to recover as Hunter Mayo gets it back. And a lead pass for Gould. He got a piece of the puck. No, he didn't. Icing is the call. 2:14 gone in period number 2. Great job by Parker Rondo. It's going to be tagged for icing, but great job by the...
Which is so important not only in the regular season, but especially in the playoffs. So good for Parker.
As the Broncos do get out of their own zone again, winning some key draws. Dezane chip to Rondo as finally Ryland Gould can get off. Not the rest of the Broncos can, but a good foot race there, and Kettles beats out Newton. So finally some shifting by the Broncos.
Like a broken record up here, but if you can slow this thing down, it turns in Swift Current's favor.
Face off to the blocker side of Harrison Menigan. Clean win by the Broncos again. Rochek activates. He gets slashed in a late call, and he milks it, and he gets it. Broncos need to score on this. Prairie Sky Well Services power play. Actually within one, and they win the draw cleanly. Mayo to the middle. Up for Caswell. Back for Mayo. You'd love a boomer from the point here. Caswell shot on the way. It's going to be blocked. Now Van Mulligan off the wall and gets it clear. Broncos are winning draws. They're just not formulating a chance to get through as Tigers are getting into lanes very well.
They don't have a lot of time to do so as the Tigers play a very, very aggressive style.
Hard on the points.
You can do that when you're up 3-1 in a game, more so than when you're not.
As Ryland Gould dipsy doodles around one check, but a good poke by Van Mulligan. Out for Ward as Kettles and Ward get tied up, as Ward giving a couple extra shots to Kettles. They'll shove at one another in front of the referee. Kettles got to be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. And does as Matt Wardwell has got under the skin of his former team a little bit here in this game number 2. Caswell to Gould, in for Misselbacher, trying to feather it ahead for Gould. Back to the line for Misselbacher. Nowhere else to go, trying to give it to Gould, but he gets rammed off the puck by Molendyk, and Volatoski ahead for Pacheco shorthanded. Here come the Tigers trying to make something happen, but Volatoski cut off, and now it's keep away time, but Caswell takes him off the puck, but Volatoski's right there again, and Kettle's trying to lower the boom, but Pacheco out. It's chipped and goes to Misselbacher. He doubles back as harassed by Vidi Väisänen. And Hunter Mayo, one last look here with 41 seconds to go, and Broncos can't even get in over the blue line right now.
Well, you got to give the Tigers credit where it's due, and this penalty kill has been a show here.
As Hunter Mayo circles back, he'll drop it, and here comes Carlin Dezane trying to turn and burn into the offensive zone. He'll lead and chase after it. Bernie's going to try and get their first side of that. Comes loose, jammed. Now Dezane out front trying to get a lane and a feed, but has to hold on a little bit too long to the puck. And now it's going to go to McKenna. Back for Dezane. Quick pass to Bernie. Has a lane. Wants to shoot. Now does. Rips it. It goes behind that. Gabriel out for Dezane. Works it one last call here, but it's 5-on-5. Another chance here. Bernie's shot redirected and rolls wide. Broncos 0 for 7 on the Prairie Sky Well Services power play, and just a simple grenade shot by Carlin Dezane does not detonate. Save by Harrison Menigan. The Broncos they have had the better chances in the second period in both games so far, but have not been able to solve Harrison Menigan as the shots are dead even. Brought to you by Pioneer Co-op, 11 apiece.
It's nothing sustained by the Medicine Hat Tigers so far. It's not like they've ran away with things. And Broncos well within reach here.
Clean win by Schaefer Gordon Carroll, but the Tiger defenders can't keep it in, so they'll have to backtrack in their own zone and chipped ahead. Here come the Ruck twins. Marcus on the far side wing. Brzezinski gets rid of it, goes right to Gordon Carroll, though. Bumped by Kurt Rooks. Puck comes out front. Paddle down save made by Reed Dick as a couple hard shots taken, and Rochek will swing it on the wall for Gaucher. Lost it, and Ruck will just, that's Marcus trying to swing it for Gordon Carroll. He beats Brzezinski to the puck, but the Broncos again recover in their own zone, trying to play it free. Rooks almost turned it over, and again, now there's some difficulty for the Broncos to go north with the puck. Here's Van Mulligan to the point, and off the bench comes McKenna. Takes a move and gets away from Dingman, but good job to just work it back over the line, but it's going to be Ritchie, who has scored the goal to make it 2-1. It's 3-1 Tigers right now. Rolling to the point, Weisblatt checks in. Wanted to shoot. Now does. Blocker stop by Dick, but the Broncos do get it out in a race for it. Gaucher trying to get there before Mahonen. Can't, as Van Mulligan has it off the glove of Dingman. It's going to be hit by a glove pass, but the Broncos able to make changes nearing the 7-minute mark. And the Broncos trying to get back into this one, but it is the Tigers back. Ritchie curls and fires right on. Save made by Dick. Loose puck. Here's McKenna trying to go. Sharp angle drive. And that may have hit the arm of Reed Dick. Now a chance as Dick got turned around and was interfered with, and there was almost a yawning cage to do so. Stays out, but the Tigers keep pressing now. Good pressure as Väisänen turns away from trouble. to the line for McKenna. He lets the puck come to him, and he'll give it to Ritchie. They hand off. Now for Ritchie in the slot block. And still the Broncos in huge trouble. They need a whistle. As here's Ritchie in front. Weisblatt trying to find McKenna. Stolen, but the lob by Dezane doesn't work. He's able to make amends, though, for that mistake and clear. But again, the Tigers going to keep coming here. McKenna lost the puck, though. Brzezinski finds on the pinch, and it'll go the length of the ice, and icing is called. Broncos are going to get a break, though. It'll be an icing call. We're back with more in the second period on Country 94.1, and more of this Eastern Conference quarterfinal changes location just 2 hours down the road on Highway 1. Pre-game show, 6:45, puck drop 7 o'clock. Here's a long shot for the drive. It's redirected, and a one-hopper just sneaks past the post. But the Broncos dodge a bullet. Gabriel trying to exit it, stolen. Pickford back for Rochek, though, looking for a way out. Brzezinski pinned on the wall. Ethan Newtons checks in, trying to work it to Volotoski. His chance to shoot it, but taken away by Rochek is now McCann. He's boarded up before losing the handle to Brzezinski. But again, the Tigers in the last 3 or 4 minutes have just been an absolute surge in the Broncos zone. They lead 3-1. As Rondo trying to make a play out of his own zone. It doesn't work, but this time Carlin Dezane just gets a soft clear, and he will try to make his way over. He's gassed as Connor Gabriel was the fresh leg there, which does help in that situation. Wu gets turned around by Connor Gabriel, but the puck rolls to Ryland Gould, and he'll be pinned by Bryce Pickford. Good hit by Moen. He creates a play, trying to get some space, and his shot, sharp angle save. Coming loose is Moen trying to stuff it. He'll take it back as that NHL pedigree came on full display for Carter Moen. He lost the shillelagh. He has to go back and make a move as it'll be shot into the Swift zone, but he's right there to take it.
A little bit of confusion for this Legionnaire caller commentator right here as Moen's wearing number 15. Legionnaires, he wore number 14.
I was going to say, I thought it was 14. Well, I got to put him on the lineup sheet. I wasn't sure he was going to play there. But now Dale, open. Here's a chance. Gould in. He shoots and scores. Yes, sir. Broncos within one, and Ryland Gould has solved Harrison Menigan. It's a one-shot game nearing the halfway point of game 2. It's 3-2.
Well, Broncos number 12, Ryland Gould, with a couple great A chances in this series so far, getting the centering pass by Connor Dale. Right in the slot, no one around him, skates his way on in and beats Menigan, and all it takes is one shot, and it's 3-2 now in favor of Medicine Hat.
Goosebumps.
Good to see the Broncos quick strike here after that Tiger pressure.
A turnover created, and the Broncos cash in. Have not seen that yet for the first time. Huge goal. Here's Jim Deuce.
Well, Ryland Gould. Assist number 21, Connor Dale.
Back comes Pacheco as Broncos don't want to give up another. Caswell stretches, and who sets him up there, Ernie? Connor Dale. He's been great on a hard shot as Misselbacher gets upended. He's not going to get a call. And back come the Tigers. Trouble 3-on-2. St. Martin with blazing speed. Waits for some ice to open. Comes into the slot. He has a chance shot. Stopped by Dick. As Brzezinski keeps Matthew Ward, and Brzezinski just went after it. And
interesting to see if they'll call him here. Let's see.
Oh, they did. The arm was up immediately.
Oh.
Grayson Brzezinski, to the point was that there was maybe a slash on Reed Dick's hand. As here's a chance, though, as the Broncos, they have a chance to defend on the penalty kill, as it's brought to you by Swift Plumbing and Heating. They are 1 for 2, and so far, good job. They do get rid of it right away. Dezane on the shorthanded kill, lost by Pickford. But he's able to headman it for Molendyke. The Broncos got to be careful to not try and force anything. I know it's tough with this dangerous power play that the Tigers possess, but it's a one-shot game here on a huge goal from Ryland Gould, his first of the playoffs, and it's a 3-2 lead. But McKenna would like to make it 2, as it's Pickford handing off for 72. Cross ice, here's Molendyke, one-timer. That changed direction a couple times in a high riser. Short-handed, here come the Broncos the other way. Will they make pay dirt here? Dezane, short-handed to Gould. He gets disrupted by Pickford. The puck came loose to Dezane, but recovering is McKenna, and Gould's got a beeline quickly. The Broncos almost got burned on a change here, but McKenna's on an island. Puts on the brakes, trailer, and it's off a leg, and he'll be tracked out into the neutral zone. 9:48 left to go in this second period. It's a 3-2 game still in the Swift Plumbing and Heating penalty kill for another 56 seconds. There's no room.
I knew you were going to say that again tonight.
Well, there's no vacancy.
There was a vacancy where I was staying. I
Oasis
guarantee you that.
Weisblatt for Ritchie. Sharp angle, trying to bust out, wrap around on his backhand. He'll have a lay of the land and give it to Gavin McKenna. His wrister on the way, redirected by St. Martin. Loose puck, it's jammed, and they score. Reed Dick did not have full coverage of that puck, and Oasis Weisblatt feasts on it. And that's a heartbreaker for the Broncos as the Tigers are back out by 2.
And guess who?
Oasis
Weisblatt, his 5th goal of the playoffs, and Reed Dick sliding across to make a great save and never really
I thought
knew
he
where
had
the
it.
puck was. He may have thought he had it, but it was loose to the left of him, and Oasis Weisblatt up to the challenge. He just sits there, skates
Chase
in,
McFall
pardon
did
me,
not read what was in front of him. Yeah, it spilled over. You got to trust your goaltender a little bit. Now this Bronco team's going to climb back again.
Well, we got a lot of time left, and they can do it for sure, but you just cannot keep taking penalties here.
That one's going to hurt for a long time.
It might not. Depends how things go.
There you go. Why Oasis Weisblatt might be the MVP of this series the way it rolls right now. And Gavin McKenna and Oasis Weisblatt, they are the best 2 players in the Canadian Hockey League right now, with good reason. As the puck comes out, and now Luke Missebacher would love nothing more to get in on the action with his ability to put the puck in the back of the net, but it has been Oasis Weisblatt with a big goal. It's a 2-goal lead, in Hunter Mayo back for Gould, trying to make a move. Nice dipsy doodle, but lost it, and Liam Ruck will take off as the Tigers come through the center circle. And onside for Brother Marcus. Trailer, long shot, rebound. It goes right to Dick, and he will cover, and that could have been trouble.
4-0 victory. Game number 3 in Swift coming up on Tuesday. What do they say, Gino? You're never in trouble until
you lose at home.
It's still true, except for the Dallas Stars, who lost 2 at home to start the playoffs last year, and guess who was in the semifinal? I always think, why do these sayings exist?
You should ask Rod Peterson about that saying. He hates it.
RP.
Listening in. Here's Pacheco handing off to McKenna. He circles back, and he'll make a couple moves, and it's just a good show to watch. But the pass behind Mollendijk can't keep it in offensively. 7:47 left to go. As here comes St. Martin trying to take flight. Gets away from Rocek to the backhand. It's loose and jammed under the pad of Reed Dick. And not saying that Reed's fighting the puck a little bit, but he's having a hard time sealing it off. And usually,
you know, Stuart Skinner, Broncos Ed Chenoweth Cup champion in 2018, had a horrible time in Regina at the Brandt Center. I remember him giving up 7 goals at the Brandt Center versus the Regina Pats in that second round series. I don't think he won a game there. And he got into that building, he had some trouble. He got out of that building, he looked like Stuart Skinner. And Reed Dick, I don't know. You just never know. Maybe it's the building, maybe it's something else, but I'm sure trying to give the Broncos the best chance here to win this hockey game.
Now, it hasn't been his fault at all in this one, but Broncos trail by 2. You don't want, and this is kind of a common.
That's just speculation by me as someone who's never played the game of hockey.
I've never laced
I'm just going to put that disclaimer in there right now.
Ernie Waldner did not play hockey. Put that as like a lower third or something. Here comes Peyton Kettles on the wall. As again, the Broncos looking for something to formulate, get back within 1 at least, going to the third period perhaps. With 7:07 left on the clock here, as it's Oasis Weisblatt. He's a shot away from a second straight hat trick in as many games. Fed to McKenna. He's open back door, trying to get it to him, but a read there by Hunter Mayo. Who else? As now Weisblatt pushes to the point for McKenna. Spun around, Dezane got it away. Now open, Weisblatt walks in, trying to send it back. It hits a couple bodies, and it was a dog's breakfast at the side of the net before taking out front. Here's a chance. Weisblatt one-timer. Great save by Reed Dick, still from his knees, and the play is made. And here's Dezane trying to flip it ahead to Gabriel. Who's at the end of a long shift, trying to make a move around Pickford. Lost it, though. But he allows the rest of his team to make changes as here comes Ryder Ritchie. To center with 4 into the attack. Long shot blockered away by Reed Dick as Caden McCann tied up with Kurt Rooks as Volotoski gets it free. Trying to find an open Van Mulligan, but great job by Kurt Rooks to read that one perfectly. And a stick lift by McCann keeps it a grind in the far half wall. Trying to work it out as the Broncos trail by a pair. Before Josh McGregor makes a nice move, and nifty as a 17-year-old. Finding Sawyer Dingman. Smart play to the neutral zone. Whacked at by Rooks, but back come the Tigers as Gaucher had the stick slashed out of his hands, but they let it go. And here comes Marek Rocek ahead for Dingman. Strides in onside against Van Mulligan. Now it goes to Jackson Gaucher. He gets pinned by Nilo-Pekka Mahonen, and Dingman throws the boom on Mahonen. Didn't like that, but Van Mulligan has it. He'll swing it cross ice. Into the feet of Kettles. Couldn't find it against Marcus Ruck, but he's able to recover. Just getting rid of it. Goes right to Newtons. And here's the Tigers coming again. Ruck, sharp angle. In for Gordon Carroll, and that's blocked by Hunter Mayo. Again, the Tigers' puck movement very clean. But now it's Jackson Gaucher with a chance to just make a stride and get it out to center. He'll get pinned by Gordon Carroll. Almost goes into the Tiger bench, but either way, it will be a long shoot in. Hunter Mayo, he gets back quickly. He almost gets clipped, but he able to keep going. A feed for Caswell, picked off and read by Molendyk. Back come the Tigers, 3-on-1 trouble. Here's Molendyk across, trying to stuff it at a save made by Dick. Sionet Marcus Ruck lost it, and good speed by Bernie. His stick lift, trying to feed it for Misselbacher. Picked off the bench by Pacheco, and Bernie takes it right back, but it's going to be Molendyk through to center. St. Martin trying to bust in, stolen by Misselbacher, and out to the neutral zone with less than 5 minutes to go. This will be read by Kettles. Now here come the Broncos. Could be a 3-on-2. Bernie to Caswell, left circle, keeping backdoor for Misselbacher. Not close enough, but batted in from the point. Bernie, he goes to work against Väisänen. Now turn around, Caswell trying to stuff it through. He's got it, he scores! The captain answers with 4:30 to go. As Swift Current not going away, and Clark Caswell makes it a one-goal game. It's 4-3.
Well, there's guys you look at to step up in every situation, and moments ago in the second period, it was Ryland Gould for the Broncos, getting his third or fourth grade A chance of the series, and finally it goes in, and this time it's Clark Caswell. Great defense out there by the Medicine Hat Tigers, rubbing the Broncos out a couple of times during that play. Clark Caswell just finds a way behind that Tiger net to get control and move to the side of the net and stuff it on Mennigan. We're back within one.
Now it's important for this Bronco team. Chill.
Keep grabbing the gravel.
There you go.
Somebody put some under.
A little bit of cat litter if you got stuck.
A little bit of Gino's Tahoe spinning the tires here and grabbing some traction.
Hey, I got some brand new tires on there working. And here come the Broncos again. Partial 3-2. Gould, trailer, McGregor, and he's hooked and fires. He's going to draw a penalty with 4:11 to go in the period. Mayo bumps Jonas Wu with 4:09 left to go. Well, his first of the playoffs. And the Broncos drew a penalty late here in the second period. And they have a chance to try and get their first power play goal of the series. It'd be big. They're 0 for 7 right now. Caswell at the point. Rister on the way. And somehow Harrison Mennigan saw that through Peyton Kettles on the screen.
Nilo-Pekka Mahonen as he roughed a guy at the side of the goal as the puck got stopped, but I didn't get one. And a little bit of, things should go both ways here, but we got a face-off to the left of Mennigan right now, Bronco power play.
Brought to you by Prairie Sky Well Services. Still looking for their first as you got Gould, Kettles, Misselbacher, Caswell, and Hunter Mayo. Misselbacher to take a draw against Oasis Weisblatt. He'll pull it back to Caswell, trying to find an open Mayo, but that was read by Van Mulligan, stolen by Mayo. Open for for Misselbacher. Now in the corner, Gould back for Misselbacher. They're keen in on 26, so he doesn't let it go. Led the team in power play goals with 13 in the regular season. Caswell to the slot, Gould back, Misselbacher in for Caswell again. Waiting, now fires it, hits Kettles. Loose puck net front, but Kettles will rim it up for Mayo, but that took a really nasty hop. Tigers try to clear it. It just gets over the stick of Misselbacher, and now scampering back is the Broncos' leading scorer. He's going to try and turn and burn. He'll hand off to Ryland Gould, though. Here come the Broncos, and a drop pass to the captain. Caswell, great individual effort, keeping and firing. He had Mennigan beat, but he fired it a mile wide on the far side, and the puck comes out down to a minute left in the Bronco power play. This will be their fourth of the game.
Well, you could see a little bit of Peyton Kettles when he's not logging crazy minutes on the back end for the Broncos. He's parked in front on that power play. It's worked for them later in the season. We'll see if it works for him here.
Brady Burney trying to lob it in. Volotovsky trying to win a foot race. He gets turned around on the penalty kill, trying to go off the wall. Newtons is there, and It'll be off the arm of Mayo and cleared with 32 seconds at the Broncos. Just cannot get it done on the power play. They've had chances. It's just inches away.
Well, if you could score 5-on-5, it doesn't matter.
100%. And here comes Brady Burney for Dezane. Hands off to Rondo. He goes there trying to feather it to him. It's out of his reach and covered as Mennigan went to cover it, but it was loose. And it's a benefactor for the Tigers, though. They're able to clear with 10 seconds left.
First time I've seen Harrison Mennigan get a puck and then let go of it when he didn't want to.
Well, he kind of got it. That was good work by Dezane to try and pluck it. Broncos can't score on the power play, and out comes Ryder Ritchie from the penalty box, who took that hooking penalty, got away from Dale. Could be a chance. Ward trying to get it ahead, partial 2-on-1, but good work by Rocek trying to swing it, but it's stolen by St. Martin as a pick as it goes back. Here's Ritchie in right into the glove hand of Reed Dick, and that is absolutely clutch of the Bronco goaltender at this stage in the second period with 1:49 left on the clock.
Swell.
Hunter St. Martin, a signed pick of the Florida Panthers. One of 5 different Tigers that were drafted this year. He was the latest pick at round 6. He was the first one to sign an entry-level contract out of the 5. And an absolutely incredible human being.
Good to know.
As it's going to be McKenna feed out front, it going for Wise, but it's stolen, but Gould off the wall in a race for it. If Moen can get free, he had Connor Dale wide open and gone. You don't even need to put it on the tape for Dale. Just push it ahead, and he'll get there with his blades of steel. As now it will be Mayo.
They have propellers attached to him.
He's got afterburners. Watch him move. He gets knocked down, though, hard by Ritchie,
They're
and he's
gonna
going to
call
draw a penalty. He got the stick down first, and it's going to be a power play with 1:11 left. The Broncos would love nothing more than to silence this crowd. Ritchie, a heck of a player. Pick of the Minnesota Wild in the second round. Ryland Gould is having words with Matt Ward. A few face-off battles in practice before, I would think, for the last 2 years. Caswell gets it to Mayo, and they got some room to work. Caswell for Misselbacher. His wrister hits the mask. Loose puck! Somehow! Did Mennigan make a save or not? I think that hit an errant stick, but it might have been off the paddle of the Tiger goaltender.
And the light came on.
It did. They thought it was going in. That was a great chance on the power play. And Harrison Mennigan, I think, got the back of the paddle. That could be save of the night.
Goal judge not as confident as the fans here that the Tigers might have this one.
Nilo Pekka-Mahonen trying to clear. It's off the glass and out. As Reed Dick will just leave it off for the captain. Clark Caswell has it within 1. We got 27 seconds left on the clock here on a Prairie Sky Well Services power play. As Caswell looking for a drop. He's got the man he wants. Ryland Gould has a goal in the period. Feathers it ahead for Kettles. Back to Gould. Sharp angle. He turns back. He's squashed on the wall by the Tiger penalty kill. As it's going to be Kettles with 10 seconds left trying to create here. Scoops it free. Open. Here's a chance. Misselbacher in the slot. He fires and rips it high. One last call perhaps. Caswell swings it. He fans on the pass. It's stolen by Pacheco. Broncos had a chance with Luke Misselbacher almost in his wheelhouse. Fresh ice, Broncos with a late chance on the power play for another 29 seconds. Whipped by Caswell. Now for Misselbacher. Wants to shoot. Hands off, though, to Gould. Now he'll swing for the captain. Caswell up for Mayo. Back for Caswell. Nowhere to go. Now it's Misselbacher again. Contested by St. Martin. Can't get a lane. Now has to hand off to Gould. Trying to make a move. Misselbacher has it. Trying to sneak into the corner. Nowhere else to go, and he gets rubbed out of the play, but the Tigers will eliminate that power play chance. The Broncos now 0 for 9 in this series. As we've played a minute of this third period, Broncos trailing by a count of 3-2. They're going from left to right on your radios in their home whites, or their road whites, I should say. And the Tigers going from right to left. Ryland Gould with a goal in the second period. Fans on a pass. Back come the Tigers, but McKenna is turned back by Peyton Kettles. He'll get it to Misselbacher over the red line, but it is going to be icing. It's going to be a high clear, and Peyton Kettles is going to try and make a beeline for the bench, but actually is able to make it successfully. But the Tigers turn back. Here's McKenna. with Ryder Ritchie going to that sharp angle. Chance trying to feed to the slot. Weisblatt one-time drive blocked by Connor Dale, who stayed with them. Great job as Dezane dumps his man to the ice, and here's Carter Moen ahead for Dale, trying to chip the puck away from Jonas Wu. Both of them teammates with the Winnipeg Ice a couple of years ago. Here's Weisblatt, bumped off the puck by Dale and disrupted enough for the Broncos, but it's turned over. Chance for McKenna. Trailer coming late. Ethan Newtons riles it high, but it stays in play as McKenna in the trenches gets away from Rochek, trying to stuff it. It's up in the air. Chance for a Michigan. Trouble, but knocked down. McKenna lost it at the last moment. Stay with him. Here he comes. Moen gets turned around, and McKenna blows a tire, and Moen's going to take off. Gavin McKenna is such a smooth skater, and sometimes it didn't overdo it. Just there's the 1% rule. Here's Newton's shot. It's off a leg, and it'll carry him to the far side for Caden McCann, who's bumped by Moen. It's kept in by the Tigers. Molendyk looks for a lane, can't find one. It's sifted ahead where Rochek will have it on the wall in the back end. McCann works it to the point for Molendyk. His wrister on the way. Stopped it, came loose, some trouble. Got to find a new word here, but a little bit of Barney Rubble trouble here in period number 3, but the Broncos do alleviate pressure and take the puck the length of the ice as Molendyk will push it away as Pacheco grinded on the wall by Jackson Gaucher. Dingman keeps it in. Gaucher now trying to locate the puck, but Väisänen right there as well. Rooks will force his man's hand. It's kept in by the Tigers, or the Broncos, as the Tigers look for a way out. Good hit by Dingman, trying to move his feet and use that gigantic frame that he has as a 16-year-old making his Western Hockey League playoff debut. And it will be Veti Väisänen.
And he did just exactly that on Tigers' Marcus Pacheco.
Here's Ward. He gets roughed up by Dingman. And now it's going to be Cowboy Kurt moving it into the Tiger zone, and he does his job. Great assignment by that group, Ernie.
I was just about to talk about Carter Moen on that last shift. Talk about entering the Western Hockey League playoffs.
Here's a partial 3-on-2 for the Tigers, but that's taken away. The Broncos have diffused any transition play by the Tigers so far in this third period, trailing by a single shot nearing the 4-minute mark. And here's Luke Misselbacher going to work against Jonas Wu as he tracks the puck in behind the Tiger net, looking for some help. Has Caswell trying to work it on the back end. It hits the face, and it's an errant high stick, but it's going to be called St. Martin. Dick, this will be the biggest penalty kill of the night for the Broncos, brought to you by Smith Plumbing and Heating. They've only killed off one of the 3 chances that the Tigers have had. Here's a chance out front. Here's through the legs. Weisblatt silent. Liam Ruck trying to tuck it. Dick gets back quickly. Now it rolls to the line. Pickford winds and fires. Stick save. Puck goes up and out of play.
Letter to this place. And the boards here are just the same as they were at the arena.
It is holding by a thread right now. Here's Pickford. Swings it back door, and that'll roll up for the Tigers to try and make something happen here. Rolls up on the point for McKenna. Pickford. Molendyk. McKenna leaves it for Pickford. Now a one-timer. McKenna, it's off the back of the post. Loose puck, it swept. It's up the side of the Dick man. Got a paddle down. Inches away. McKenna, another blast. It's blocked. Molendyk again. He'll survey and find McKenna. Molendyk for Weisblatt. He almost was a shot away from a trick again. McKenna up for Molendyk as the Broncos can't clear the zone. At the point, Pickford, one-timer. He'll whiz it by. And momentum of that blast goes all the way back into the Tiger zone as they'll quickly enter again. Weisblatt checked by Rochek on the near side, trying to find some help for Pickford, and it's taken away shorthanded. And here come the Broncos 2-on-2 with Connor Dale. Banging the stick for Brzezinski. Keeps his wrister, innocent looking one, but stopped by Harrison Minigan. And the puck will roll right to Marek Rochek. And it's a hard rim and not the most convenient way to try to find a way out, but Connor Gabriel gets hooked and harassed by Ward, and the Tigers going to feast, but out stolen as Dale. He's got breakneck speed. See if he can get past Wu. Trying to bust in shorthanded. Dale in, but he's roughed up by Jonas Wu. But the Broncos trying to kill it off, and Dale, great individual effort there, but back come the Tigers again on the power play. Still some room. Ritchie into the slot for McKenna. Finds Ritchie. He backs up at the point in for McKenna. Cross one-timer. Ward his drive. Ripped high. That's clean out. That should come outside the Broncos zone with 4 seconds left on a huge kill by Swift Current.
Set this thing up on the power play. They don't need much time with 4 seconds to go here in their 4th one of the game.
Face-off win. It's off the draw, and a good forward win by the Tigers as Tanner Molendyk turns it back. Here's Newton's trying to turn around and nowhere else to go. The Broncos are going to kill it off here as the puck will be swung, and here's Gould making his way through the middle. And now on the left wing side, he'll drop it for Caswell. Trying to find some open ice. Mayo, a chance. Holds, no shot taken. McCann contested him, and back comes Medicine Hat. Väisänen to center. He'll flip it into the Swift zone where Reed Dick will try to stop it off, but Rocek's there to follow up. And here's Caswell across for Mayo. Makes a quick play. Bates Schaefer Gordon Carroll and finds an open Luke Misselbacher trying to get it ahead, but that's cut off by Neil-Pekka Mahonen. And back come the Tigers. Here's Liam Ruck forced to the outside. Trying to hand off to Gordon Carroll across for Marcus Ruck. Back for Liam. Shot, shoulder saved by Dick. Fighting it off. And Marek Rocek will take off. Trying to speed it ahead for Bernie. Trying to have some room with Misselbacher, but turned away. Great move by those Twins.
Undoubtedly one pass too many.
Another 2-on-1. Schaefer Gordon Carroll rips it wide. Wow.
Didn't mean it look easy, but one too many passes there in that Tiger chance. I think he should have shot it.
I'll tell you something about those three. They'll be the best second line in the Western Hockey League next year.
I don't doubt it.
Unbelievable talent by those three. As now on the backhand, it's Oasis Weisblatt trying to put it away for his home club. But Connor Dale runs into his own man, Carter Moen, and now turn back trouble, but offside. Saved by the whistle. Will step out. Tight one, still 4-3 Tigers on Victory Plus and Country 94-1.
It'll happen.
Yeah. Co-op Place, 12:36 left on the clock. Tigers 4, Broncos 3. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal. It's turned in to be an absolute dandy. And the Broncos get some rest on the offside. And Carlin Dezane, the former Tiger, started his career here, feathered ahead into the corner as he waits, trying to work it. If I'm not mistaken, he is the last goal scorer for the Tigers, courtesy of Bob Ridley on the call, was his.
Took a picture of the label on the door before tonight's game, just so I'd have a picture of it.
There you go. As the Broncos in the neutral zone, it's going to be Gould sweeping it up against Jonas Wu. Pickford to backtrack as the Tigers had a really good push from their youngsters, and now it will be more of a veteran presence as 05-born Misha Volotoski will send it into the Bronco end, and he goes for a change. Marek Rocek up for Misselbacher, trying to make a quick pass across for Bernie, makes one move and ahead for Caswell, but turned around, but Bernie recovers as trying to work it ahead, but Molendyk finds McCann and ahead for Pacheco. 2-on-2, McGregor forces him to the outside, trying to take a shot, now sharp angle off the side of the net. It'll roll to the point for Molendyk. Has that roll, it goes over the line, and Pacheco takes it, but they're going to call momentum back on the offside against Medicine Hat.
I'm just some things I've been thinking about. If they have those two, the Tigers not known for big deadline moves. Do they make the same moves at the deadline?
I don't think
or
you do.
Or do they still do it?
I think you make the Molendyk trade. I'm curious if you make the Ryder Ritchie trade, though, because you already had your homegrown with Tomas Mersic, who went to the PA Raiders. And you probably make the Molendyk trade. That's about it. If you have Caden Lindstrom, who might be the best power forward this country has seen in the last 6 years. And he may never play another game in the Western Hockey League. Or maybe in the NHL.
Broncos with 11:01 to go. Yeah, interesting stuff. You just
dialed in. When he's got one knee down on the whiteboard, he's as engaged as anybody. Face off to the blocker side of Harrison Megan as Terrence McEwen. Some ties to Medicine Hat, as we mentioned before, with Father Brad.
Some difficulty off the face-off for Connor Gabriel as he's holding his face going to the bench and left his stick on the ice.
I think he got clipped with a high stick, but here's Molendyk back in transition. His long shot can be wide. Weisblatt finds it on the far side. Mahonen shot right on into the glove of the veteran goaltender Reed Dick of Winkler, Manitoba. As some pushing and shoving, Ryder Ritchie and Peyton Kettles getting a talking to. Ritchie one-timer up the draw. Great save getting across. Inside out was Reed Dick, but he got those big wickets down and makes an excellent stop as Connor Dale and Carter Moen taken away by Mahonen, and back come the Tigers as Weisblatt dipsy doodles away, dropping for McKenna. Trailer's going to be Ritchie. Finds it back for Mahonen. Floater on the way. It's going to be taken, and Carlin Dezane wants to make a move. One-on-one with Van Mulligan. Dale charges to the net, but he hangs on to the puck. Now Dezane across it, pinballs, and easily steered away by Harrison Minigan. As Gould up on the wall, it takes a play off the point. Kettles is going to pinch and hold it in. He's picked off, though, by Gavin McKenna, and back come the Tigers on a partial 2-on-2 here. Ritchie keeping. Dezane stays on McKenna. Backdoor chance for Weisblatt, but it's stolen. by Ryland Gould. And now the Broncos take off. Halfway through this third period, down by a single shot. And here's Gould. Hands off to Gabriel. Good to see him back on the ice. Trying to work to the point, but a quick change by the Broncos, not quick enough as Marek Rochak doubles back with Josh McGregor. And he makes a move on left wing away from Gordon Carroll and a hard shoot in to the near side. Marcus Ruck tied up by Gabriel, but it's flipped free by Jonas Wu as he makes a move up for Gordon Carroll. Ahead for Liam Ruck. One-on-one with McGregor. Feathers it through. It bounces. Rolls away off the pad of Reed Dick and into the corner. As now Gordon Carroll and Caswell dig it loose. It's swung for Liam Ruck. Drops and it's Rochek. Simple boards and outplay. Held on the wall by Wu, but taken by the Tigers, and they'll hold it in again. Great job by McGregor. He deals as the 07, the 08 do battle. McGregor's got to get his hand off Gordon Carroll here. They may put the whistles away anyway. Now it's Marcus. Sharp angle. Trying to find St. Martin. He can't turn around and fire, but he'll keep onto the puck. Now has some room. He's got great moves. Great deke to the backhand. Stop. Gordon Carroll side of the net. Can't get a shot away. As McGregor takes it away from Gordon Carroll again. The Broncos are just being put the screws to here, pinned in as a late hit by Matt Ward as he'll try to disrupt play, but Bernie has it on the wall. Caswell, quick cross-ice pass, almost on the tape for Misselbacher, but he's able to backtrack. The Broncos got to go north with the puck here. And now a chance, and there's some room. Here's Luke Misselbacher through the center circle as he's into the Tiger zone. Handing off for Moen, off the bench, long shot. It's a bouncing puck, rolls to Caswell, but he can't do anything with it as Mahonen boards and in. He's going to chase after, but he'll be greeted by Grayson Brzezinski, but he has the puck first. Brzezinski, good check to get the puck free, but Volotovsky's in to help out for Medicine Hat as it's McFall on the wall trying to take it back. As a good play by Brzezinski, and now it's Rondo. Boards out. Haven't heard his name a whole lot, but now chipped ahead. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Broncos. Dale with Moen. Dale shoots, and kind of at the end of a shift for him maybe. Didn't get all of it. Carter Moen was going to the net, couldn't find him. And a save made by Harrison Minigan with less than 8 minutes to go in period 3.
Defensively with number 72 of the Tigers, and now you're going down the ice 2-on-1 with Connor Dale in a 4-3 hockey game. Doesn't get any better than that.
It sure doesn't. Face-off win by the Tigers in their own zone. Bryce Pickford up for Ritchie, lost it in his skates, recovered by Carlin Dezane, open for Kettles, and now onto the play and a chip by Ryland Gould. He'll chase after Bryce Pickford. On the rim, it's going to be cut off by Ritchie. Tried to play it, maybe should have left it. Comes over to Dezane, his wrister on the way, and stopped by Harrison Minigan.
Shots coming off of that big game yesterday. Broncos got a lot of time here to do it. 7:36 to go.
Face off to the blocker side of Harrison Minigan. Caswell, Volotovsky pulled back by the Tigers as Tanner Molendyk. For Matthew Ward, gets it to center, but that's it. Hunter Mayo has had a little bit of time to rest as Peyton Kettles has carried a lot of the mail on the back end here as Caswell makes a move but finds Hunter Mayo. He's a shot away from doing something brilliant, and you can talk about that in a moment, but Hunter Mayo has some cheekiness to his game too.
If he got something done offensively, they'd really boo him, and I'd love to see it.
Well, he almost fooled Harrison Minigan just to play off the back wall. You've got to test everybody's psyche a little bit as it's puckering time here in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal, but the Tigers will not allow entry as Reed Dick will push it ahead for Marek Rochak. Off the wall, not clean. Kept in by Pacheco. It rolls to McCann, trying to get a shot away. Now fires, and way wide, but it looks like a grasp of the glove of Reed Dick. Kept to the point. Now another shot. It hits a body, goes through, and good read by the Bronco defender Marek Rochak. Looking to take off. Cross-ice pass, and it's read by Pacheco, though, as they're trying to spring Brady Burney. It's now come the Tigers again. Pacheco out front. It's knocked down, but it rolls to Mahonen. His wrister on the way, and it goes wide, where Gould will push it out to the neutral zone and down to 6:20 in regulation. Broncos need a shot and a score to make it a tie game at 4.
Broncos big guys, Brady Burney, Ryland Gould, Clark Caswell with the goals so far in the hockey game. Right now you're looking for, well, look out.
Here's Gabriel, great move in behind that, out front for Gould, and it's taken away, and here comes Gavin McKenna. He'll just float it ahead for Weisblatt as Mayo cuts off Weisblatt as he's trying to bob, and he got the call. No way. A head bob. They're going to call a high stick, but there was no stick contact. tough high sticking call against Hunter Mayo puts the Broncos in a disadvantage. They're on the Swift Plumbing and Heating penalty kill, but McKenna overskates the puck on a clear by Swift Current. Gino DePaoli and Ernie Waldner along with you as Tanner Molendyk rubbed out of the play by Carlin Dezane. Great job by Ryland Gould, and it will be shot in as Harrison Menigan leaves it for Bryce Pickford. They're really on him.
They're serenading Hunter Mayo here at Co-op Place.
Don't poke the bear because he might actually wake up here. Here's Weisblatt across. Stolen. Shorthanded chance perhaps. Caswell with Gabriel. They charge the net against McKenna. His hard drive and the wrister will go all the way back. Broncos going to cut that off quickly, but here comes Weisblatt. Molendyk the trailer. Caswell trying to get there. Cut off, but McKenna late. Chance across for Weisblatt. Cuts in. Drive stopped by Dick. As McKenna again to Weisblatt. They're pressing. Broncos trying to hang on here and get themselves a chance. Great save by Dick, but now it's McKenna. His drive stopped. Loose puck, ruck. And it's stolen by Brzezinski and taken the length of the ice with 50 seconds to go in the Swift Plumbing and Heating penalty kill. With Hunter Mayo watching on. Veti Väisänen swings on the right wing. He'll enter and hand off to Ryder Ritchie, who has a goal in this game. It's Kettles trying to swing it on the wall, but right there to find it is Gavin McKenna. Up to Wu, makes a move, now waiting. Has some options. Waits back at the point. Väisänen walks in. No shot. McKenna now trying to go back door, but Dezane read it with the off his boot. Wu again. A chance. One-timer. Ritchie. What a save by Reed Dick. But the Broncos can't clear. McKenna again buzzing. Keeping back door. Ritchie again. May have hit the side of that. Then Reed Dick's bowled over. How is there no penalty call? How is that not a goal? They score. Reed Dick is knocked into. No way. There's no chance that Reed Dick stops that puck. You got to talk about this. You cannot let this happen. Not like that. Reed Dick had no chance to make a save. And the Broncos may surrender one here, but this is going to be a look.
Well, you see right away the Broncos defender is pointing at Reed Dick, and that's exactly what he's saying. And they're going to talk about it here. Brzezinski is down there, the referee, in front of the Tiger box. And
Reed Dick doesn't have a chance to make this save. That is textbook goaltender interference.
And Reed Dick just coming off 2 5-alarmers in that situation too. Broncos with an almost perfect penalty kill, and just let's see what happens here. But boy, all kinds of ups and downs in this one. They're saying it's a goal.
Are you kidding me?
Try to get 2.
There we go. Power play goal. That's heartbreak for the Broncos. They deserve a better faith than that. Here comes Hunter Mayo trying to bowl things through. As Brady Burney trying to draw things up as Ryder Ritchie will have a pair of goals. That is, I got to be careful here. I was the most fine broadcaster in the Alberta Junior Hockey League for decades, so I don't want to start to cut into Les Lazaruk's lead. I only say that because I love Les.
I love him more.
How, again, the Broncos are kind of going for it here. They make a quick change as a high stick is tagged with 3:11 to go. And
going home down 2. And let me tell you right now, Innovation Plex is not going to be a friendly place for any team coming in there, just for the record.
Yeah.
This is not a friendly rink if you're the road team here in Medicine Hat. Never has been, but we're going to get the same in Swift. We're going to bounce or 2.
Let's see the count here. Less than 3 minutes to go. Reed Dick watches on. No pull yet by Terrace McEwen. Swung to the point, and now it will be rimmed as he goes for the extra attacker, but goes right to Tanner Molendyk, and Gavin McKenna is going to have some real estate going for the empty net. Glove down by Hunter Mayo. But almost lost it to Ritchie, and Weisblatt's right there and taken by Hunter Mayo. Stretches on the far side, and here come the Broncos the other way, trying to make a swing, but tied up, and Brady Burney's going to go after it with Tanner Molendyk right there, takes a hard shot in behind the net. 2:32 to go as it's going to be Misselbacher to the line for Mayo. He winds and breaks his stick. Fans love it. Trouble. Weisblatt with Ritchie for McKenna. Game over. A shattered stick by Hunter Mayo. If he ever gets a boomer off, we got a different hockey game to talk about.
Yeah, when it's not your night, the last 3 minutes or so, spelling doom for the Swift Current Broncos, and with the Tigers going up 2 goals late in the game, and now this unfortunate for Hunter Mayo, where his stick absolutely explodes on that point keep, and 6-3 Medicine Hat. They'll more than likely have a 2-0 series lead here at home.
I won't say they stole it because they didn't. They've had the more shots and opportunities all game in that third period. They were
terrific
great.
hockey, absolutely terrific, no doubt about it.
I feel for the Ryland Goulds of the world and what they did tonight in Connor Dale.
I feel for Dale, I feel for Carter Moen. I actually feel for Terrace McEwen because, you know, he's
youngest coach in the Western Hockey League, and he doesn't look out of place in this series right now. As the puck will come out, and Jace McFall there. It's been a career night for Oasis Wise, but he gets a point on that. Ryder Ritchie and Gavin McKenna with the goal. Hey, I've watched this. I called his first goal in the Western Hockey League in front of a big building in front of his quote-unquote cousin Connor Bedard. And either way, with one...
Or as I call him. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's Rochek, shot through traffic, didn't get through, and Jackson Gaucher out as time served by the Broncos, and a tough one. Lick your wounds and head back to Innovation Plex with a chance to make some noise and make this an uncomfortable series and maybe a homer series. As Dingman ties up with Pickford and Gaucher gets clipped, and we might have some nasty here in the final minute, but Ethan Newtons will come in. Dropping, Pacheco holds it in, swung back, and Rochek on the wall. And a chance, and good hit by Dingman. It's going to cause a ruckus. Here we go! And diving in, and Rooks gets involved, and we got ourselves a bit of a brawl. Everybody grabs a partner, and we're not done yet.
Well, if you're in the kitchen getting a Michelob Ultra, best head to the television, because this one is not something that will be able to quite tell you all that's happening, as all 5 players on the ice are involved now. And why not? 55 seconds to go here.
And now you got a kick at the bottom as Dingman got involved early. As Cade McCann trying to fire up the crowd.
Marcus Pacheco going at it with Marek Ruchek at center ice.
Former Kelowna Rocket teammates, the two of them.
That's right, I called him Pacheco earlier. Here we go, folks. 55 seconds to go in this one. It's just a formality at this point.
Win those, it's a 4-on-4 here with a 6-3 game. Here's a hard shot from Mahonen. Shoulder save made by Reed Dick. And it'll go to Peyton Kettles, and it's all academic at this point. As tough one on the road for the Broncos, but a much better effort than last night, getting comfortable, and Hunter Mayo is going to get the boost. But guess where he won't get those boosts?
Be very afraid of the Swift Current fan base if you're the Medicine Hat Tigers, because they add an element. Bronco
and Mayo
fans.
crushes St. Martin. He might get jumped here. There's no one that will go after him. And Dezane's going to just play it, and message sent. We'll see you at Innovation Plex on Tuesday. Here we go. 4-on-3. It's a Swift Plumbing and Heating penalty kill, and Broncos might have the Tiger team trying to ramp things up, and then Dick gets clipped by Weisbach, one-timer, and Mollendijk hits fresh air. As Jace McFall will just ram into Mollendijk, goes to McKenna. This could be trouble. It rolls up the point with 5 seconds left. Pickford, one last call on the power play. They want to get one here. Cross-ice pass blocked, and now it's Pickford drive, and the horn will sound. Tigers will take game 2, 6-3, and a 2-0 series lead. The postgame show is next on Redhead Equipment, Case IH, Swift Current Broncos Hockey on Victory Plus and Country 94.1.